morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday. So today I want to talk about the law of attraction. And this is coming up because of a post. Am I supposed to turn here? I think. I'm not sure. I'm going a different way today. So the law of attraction. So I saw this post and it's so funny. I'll post it so you can read it. But basically it said, or it read, that this person was trying to manifest some money and they ended up being called in for a 9-hour shift. And they said, now, universe, you know damn well that's not what I meant. That was so funny. Oh my gosh. So anyway, the reason why these things happen is because the creator says you can have anything you want. And that's true. You can have anything you want. However, what your soul, or I should say, the condition of your soul dictates how that is going to come to you. So if there aren't any things in your soul, any degradation that prevents whatever you desire from coming, it will flow to you easily and effortlessly, meaning you won't feel anything that is uneasy about it. It'll just flow to you. All right? So that's just how it works, just the natural way it works. If you have love within your soul and there aren't any blocks within you that prevent that from coming to you easily, then it will flow to you easily. However, if you do have blocks, if you do have degradation within your soul, what will happen is you can have what you're asking for, but you're going to have to feel the uneasiness about it. You're going to have to feel how hard it is to achieve that. You're going to have to feel the pain in that. You're going to feel the lack of ease, I should say. And that's to demonstrate to you that there's something in your soul that's preventing it from just flowing easily to you. All right? So when we look at people and what they have, because we're talking about monetary things, people are really stuck on the monetary things, and I get it. You know, we want to enjoy things, and we see things and we feel it. We're going to enjoy it when we have it. Now, we don't really realize that when we get it, we either don't enjoy it or continually enjoy it. We may enjoy the moment of having it in that short moment, in the brief short moment that we do get it, but after a while we're not so happy with it anymore. So we really don't pay attention to that part. We just pay attention to the good feeling part, which is the anticipation of having it and actually having it. So when you see people who have things, some people have to work extremely hard to get it. And most people don't tell you how hard they have to work to get something. They'll say, and I find that wealthy people will do this. Oh, yes, life was so hard. It's so, I really feel for the people. It's easy to say. It is so easy to say, I know it's so hard for people out there when you have. It's easy to say these things like, oh, yeah, wow, people are suffering, when you're able to eat and have whatever it is that you want because you have the means to have those things. So I just find it interesting, but when people don't have, they're not singing that same tune they were singing when they had what they had. So anyway, the people who have things, we don't really see how hard they work for it. And the thing is, if there are blocks within your soul stating that you're not able to have something easily and freely, then what will happen is you will have to sacrifice something. And that what you're really sacrificing is your joy. People will sacrifice their joy, they'll sacrifice their happiness, they'll sacrifice their family, they'll sacrifice themselves in order to have things. People will say, well, I have to sacrifice being with my children so I can go to school and make money. So if the money is what they want and it's not flowing easily to them, that means they have to sacrifice something. So they have to sacrifice love with their child, bonding with their child, being there for the child when the child is in need. All of these things are being sacrificed in the name of money, in the name of wealth, in the name of having. And the thing is, we don't see it like people don't understand that they're using their willpower because they don't have it within their soul to have the universe just bring it to them effortlessly. That's the difference. And so you see all these hardworking people. Hardworking people have degraded souls. Hardworking people have degraded souls, which is why they have to work to have what they have. This is what happened to Adam and Eve, or Amon and Aman, back in the day. When should I get on this freeway? I don't know. Let's do it. Let's do it. When they were first created, they had no degradation within their soul, and anything and everything they desired, as they desired it, came to be just like that, just manifested. That's how it happened. Of course, they couldn't manifest cars and money because that stuff wasn't there. What they desired was things to be happy. They desired the different fruits and whatever. I mean, we cannot look at their life like our life, because our life is so different now. We require so many things in order to feel good about ourselves, because when we have absolutely nothing, if we had what Adam and Eve had, or Amon and Aman had when they were created, we would be miserable people, because there's nothing tangible for us to have to make us happy. We have to understand this. If we don't understand this, we're really lost, because it's just think about it. We are happy with all of our gadgets, all of our technology, and when those things are absent, even a cell phone, when our cell phone is not within our reach and in our hands, we are lost. And so what we start to do is look for other things to do. Or we start looking for addictions. Mainly it's addictions. What can I eat? What can I, what substance can I consume in order to feel better? Whether it's soda or coffee, or it doesn't matter what it is. We look for things in order to feel good. But back in the day, Adam and Eve, or Amon and Aman, did not have these things. So what happened was, when they first rejected God's love, that was the first time they ever felt any degradation within their soul. And then what happened was, they had to start, instead of everything being provided for them, they actually had to do things in order to have what they had previously. So instead of the food and the fruit and the vegetables being available to them, without them having to do any work whatsoever, when all that stuff was available, they were okay. But then when the degradation set in, they had to tend the ground. They had to plant the seeds. They had to work for it. And this is my whole point. My whole point is this. Everybody that you see having to work for something, they have degradation within their soul. Some people don't have to work very hard and they can get a lot. Some people have to work hard to have a lot. Some people work extremely hard and barely get anything. And this tells you the degradation that is within their soul. This tells you where a person is. This tells you, people, this tells you where you are. Do you have to work hard in order to have something? How hard do you have to work and you still have nothing? Do you understand? This is what it's all about. If things flow to you effortlessly and easily, then the degradation is not that great. But if there's a great deal of degradation, you will have to work and work and work and work and work and have almost nothing. Some people work all the time and still struggle to eat. Some people work just a little bit and they can make a lot of money. But we also have to keep in mind what people are doing, because I'm talking about honest, ethical, moral work. I'm not talking about the people who are taking advantage of others. I'm not talking about these predatory people out there who are willing to take advantage of people who are suffering. So, for instance, you have like these, what is it called? Title loans, where you own your car. You have the pink, I think it's called a pink slip. I don't know what the damn thing's called. Anyway, that thing you get when you pay your car off. When people have that, they can go out and get a loan. But these loans are set up in a way where you're going to lose the car and you'll still owe the money. So these people are making a crap load of money off of the people who are struggling. I'm not talking about that, because you're taking advantage of people who are already struggling. Now, these people are very wealthy and they make a great deal of money, but they're doing it in an unloving way. I'm not talking about that. These people, you can look at them and say, wow, they got a lot of money. This is why it's so important to look at how these people actually made their money. Just look at it. How are these people actually making their money? Are they taking advantage of people? Are they charging exuberant prices? Are they being unfair? Do they not care about other people, and they just want to charge the highest dollar just so they can have the most money? This is what happens in the hood. You go to the hood. Let me tell you something about the hood. The hood is not very friendly at all. You go to the hood, and I'm telling you, the prices are super high. I mean super high. You go into a liquor store in the hood, and you're paying $5 for a candy bar. You go to a decent neighborhood, and it's $1.50 maybe. You go to a restaurant in the hood, and they're charging crazy prices for food that actually costs a fraction because of the food that they're serving. Like you go get soul food. Okay, what is soul food? Greens. Well, greens aren't that expensive. Potatoes aren't that expensive. You're talking about yams. Yams aren't very expensive, and yet they're charging exuberant prices. It's in the hood. So people who struggle take advantage of other people who struggle. Look at how people are making their money. Sure, this person who owns a soul food restaurant is driving an S-Class Mercedes, but the people they're selling food to are the people who are struggling the most. You see it everywhere. You see it everywhere. Then you have fast food places who sell unhealthy food at cheap prices, and they're predominantly in areas where people cannot afford a great deal of, can afford food that costs a lot of money, or just regular money. Because I mean, these prices are crazy. I'm gonna get right up in here because you left an opening for me. Thank you. So yeah, you have fast food, but fast food is predominantly in poor areas. And so what you have is you have people making a great deal of money, but they're harming people in the process. And I'm not saying that the people who are buying the food are absolved from any responsibility for themselves and being accountable for what they're putting in their body. No, they are absolutely accountable for putting that stuff in their body. But when you want to take advantage of people, you put yourself in a position where people are already willing to be compromised. You cannot compromise someone who is unwilling to be compromised. So what do? You find the people who are so weak, who are so ignorant, who feel they have no other choice, and you sell to them. You do business with them. And that's unloving. So you're using your willpower in an unloving way. So what you're saying is, you know what? I don't really care about your health. What I do care about is getting your money. And so I know you don't have a lot, so I'm going to sell you this crap food at a low price. You feel you're getting something, but you're really getting more degradation in your body, but I'm getting a lot of money. But they're not understanding that they're getting a lot of degradation in their body. Because they're having more degradation in their soul. Because every time you do something unloving or contribute to someone's degradation, you are degraded yourself. That's just how it works, people. It's how it works. This is why, in a couple of videos I said, there's certain things that I won't do. And it really depends on the intent that you have. If you are aware that you're producing something and it's harming someone or taking away from someone or preventing someone from doing something, and I'm not saying that the people who are actually agreeing to this, I'm not saying that the customers or whatnot are not responsible, because they are responsible. But so are every cooperative component, meaning every soul involved in the process. So here you have a drug. It's no different than a drug dealer. So you have the drug user and you have the drug dealer. Well, the drug dealer is selling you the drugs, but the drug user is using the drugs. The drug user is buying the drugs to harm themselves, and the drug dealer is giving them the substance to harm themselves. It's no different than fast food. It's no different than any food that is harmful to you, that is not supportive of life. So if you're selling crap food or crap substance, if it's not even food, it's just substances. If you're selling crap substances and you know that it has a negative impact on people and you're okay with it, you're responsible. Because you're putting it out there. You're helping someone degrade themselves. It's no different than selling guns. You're selling a gun and someone wants to buy a gun to harm another. So, because when you look even for, self-protection. People buy guns for self-protection. When someone buys a gun to protect themselves, what they're actually saying is, you know what, at some point, if something happens, I may need to harm another. That's really what it's saying. People call it protection, but that's not really what it is. It's a play on words to make you feel comfortable and just so people can live with themselves, basically. So they say, you know what, I need to buy some protection. So when you buy a gun, you're not buying a gun to plant flowers. You're not buying a gun to help to heal somebody. You're buying a gun to harm someone. Now, what you're waiting for is an opportunity to harm someone. So you're saying if there's an opportunity that presents itself and someone tries to harm me, I have to harm them first. It's both harm. And so you're still doing the same thing. So for the gun seller is responsible as well as the person who is buying the gun and wants to inflict harm upon another. This is what I'm saying. You can't absolve yourself from it. If you're any way, shape, or form part of the unloving deed, you are responsible. You are partly responsible, and you have to be held accountable, and you will be held accountable. You may not be held accountable here. You may be able to sell as many guns. You may be able to sell 300,000 guns in your lifetime. And you make a lot of money doing it, and you have a mansion, and you have the cars, and you have the insurance, and you have everything. You throw lavish parties. You just have it. You have it all. All right? You're able to buy security on this planet. All right? But when you die, there is nothing to protect you from all the degradation you have stuffed in your soul by all those gun sales. Anything unloving will cause degradation. No matter how much willpower you use. No matter how much willpower you use to make your life the best life you think is possible, if you are partaking in anything unloving, you are going to pay for it. So this lady on Facebook, she's a nurse. And she said, oh, I did like 400 and something flu vaccines in a certain amount of hours, in a shift, 4 hours or something like that. I don't know. It was some outrageous number. I'm like, okay, all right, nurse, this is what I do. I'm great at it. Yeah. But it is unloving to put anything in your body. Understand this, and I'm not talking from a human's perspective. Get that straight. I'm not talking from a human's perspective. The human's perspective is, hey, we must protect ourselves from all these things that are going to attack us. But from God's perspective, it's unloving to put anything foreign into our bodies that can cause harm. Anything in our body that can cause harm. We're putting chemicals, we're putting embryos from animals into our bloodstream. There's a reason why our bloodstream is cut off. There's a reason why we have skin, we have flesh, and other mechanisms to protect the bloodstream. There's a reason for that. We're not supposed to put anything directly into it. But because of our degradation, we subject ourselves to all types of attack. Attack from animals, attack from viruses, attack from bacteria, attack from people, attack from everything. All this stuff is possible because, I thought it was cold in here. All of this stuff is possible because of our degradation. That's it. Only because of our degradation. Just like this man here. Straight up degraded. 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 This man washing windows. Degraded. The people sleeping on the streets. Degraded. Really need, am I missing the school sign here? Like, am I not seeing it early on? Like, I just don't see it. Anyway, so obviously they need to put it in a different place because I have not seen this school sign and people flying through here. So I have to check my camera. Maybe it is there. So yeah, the reason why these things, so anything unloving. So here we are. We have degraded souls. And meaning we open ourselves up to attack from all types of things: people, animals, viruses, bacteria. Doesn't matter what it is. Even the elements, the sun, the weather. We're all subjecting ourselves to some type of harm, some type of pain, some type of attack. And we have to always seek shelter and protect ourselves. We always have to be on guard. And the reason why is because of the degradation within our soul. But the steps that, because we're degraded, understand this, because we are degraded, what happens is the actions that we take to protect ourselves also harm us. Because we cannot escape the pain, the suffering. We cannot escape the attack because our soul dictates that we be attacked. So whether we're being attacked from the outside or we're trying to come up with a way to protect ourselves from the things from the outside and actually attack ourselves from the inside, this is why you have people, these people getting all these vaccines and then they end up retarded. Their children are like retarded, they have learning disabilities, and they get paralyzed and they get this. Look, all because of what? To protect themselves. But the soul cannot escape that which dwells within it. No matter the free will, no matter the willpower effort that we use, we cannot escape it. And we haven't been able to escape it. All like diseases that we thought were cured, not cured, but like long gone, resurfacing. Malaria's coming back strong. People are getting chickenpox like left and right. It's crazy because the soul has degraded. And the thing is, because of this accelerated time, things are happening faster and faster and faster, more frequently. This is why we're able to see so much degradation at one time. So much is happening to us. We're being bombarded with all types of things. And for what? Because the time has accelerated. So what would have taken you 10 years has taken you a few months. That's why technology is advancing so quickly. We did not advance in technology like this before. In the history, it has never happened. But it's happening now. Whoever creates something one day, it's already obsolete in a week. Because there's something new that is already presented. Already new. Already there in the works. Already in circulation. And this is what's happening. This is exactly what's happening. So our soul conditions are being exposed at a more rapid pace. So we're able to see it. So it doesn't take hundreds of years for humanity to see the big picture. Why do you think all this climate change is happening right now? It's crazy. It's so crazy. Why do you think we're having, food shortages? We're having contaminated food. It's hard to find good food. And the only thing available is this GMO stuff because they're trying to protect from, you understand why GMO is even a thing. Here you have these companies trying to create these vegetables and fruits, these genetically modified, and even with the animals, so they don't get disease because they're prone to disease. So the elements don't attack the vegetables and the produce. Why? Because the elements are attacking the produce. Bugs, weather. So they're building more resilient types of vegetables and fruit. Why? To protect it. So what's the byproduct of that? We get sick because whatever they're coming up with is being created by a degraded soul. So a degraded soul can't create something in love, so it can't create something that's going to sustain well-being. The soul doesn't care. A degraded soul doesn't care about well-being. It just cares about what something looks like. Does it look like a fruit? Yep. Then let's do it. Does it last longer? Yep. Will it save us money? Yep. That's all we care about. Fuck well-being. Seriously, that's exactly what's happening. But understand why it's happening. It's because of the degradation within our soul. We can't escape it, and it doesn't matter what people do. It does not matter what people do. Something will always come and undo what they're trying to do. And whatever they're running from will come back with a vengeance. That's what's going to happen. That's what has happening. That's what has been happening. That's what's going to continue to happen. You can't change it, people. You can't change it. You can run, but you sure can't hide. You can run, but you cannot hide. Yep. I think I'll just give it 2 5s. All right, everybody, that's all I have. It's 26 minutes, minutos. It's 26 minutos. I don't know how to say. Do I know how to say that? Let's see. Jerucal? Is it Jerucal? No. I can't remember how to say 26 in Japanese. Uh-oh, we got the Jehovah's Witnesses over here. They just don't know. I was raised in it. I'll tell you a few things about yourself, lady, if you come and talk to me. Anyway, have a wonderful Thursday, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye now. Pastors, Minimod.